After receiving some of the best news of my entire life, I'm immediately hit with the worst. I was on track to potentially become a professional footballer, live my childhood dream, and just as soon as it came into my hands, it could be fading away. I go by the name of Rafinho, and growing up in Brazil, in Rio De Janeiro, in the favelas, I didn't live the most luxurious life. At the young age of 17 years old, football was the only thing I could think about. When it came to playing professionally in Brazil, there's only one player that anyone wanted to talk about: Neymar. He was the king of the country. And for me, I was just a boy with a dream, struggling in everyday life, having to deal with family issues. My father was, well, let's just say not the greatest. And when I was young, every day I would come home to him, either drinking, smoking, and eventually he left. And I hadn't seen him since. Football was the only thing that kept me going. That and taking care of my mother. Growing up as an only child, it was me, my mother, and football. That was it. Football was always the end goal, the dream. I didn't want to be stuck here my entire life in the favelas. Growing up in poverty, I dreamed of becoming like Ronaldinho, R9 Ronaldo, and like so many of the other Brazilian greats. But time was the issue. Having to take care of my mother, provide an income for the family, it seemed that my dream of playing professional football would be just that. Nothing but a dream. Life in Brazil was far from easy. Every morning it was the same routine: wake up, care for my mother, and then head out to get to work. Someone had to be the head of this household, help bring in some money to keep the family alive, and every day it was straight to work. With all my mates and other friends around the favelas, it was a routine that I'd seemingly just got used to. Although I didn't like it, no one liked it. It was what we all had to do to survive. All talking about one day, dreaming of getting out there and playing professional football. Something that we'd wanted to do for the longest time, but now as I grew to 27 years of age, it seemed a bit too unrealistic. The one thing we had to look forward to every day was finishing work and heading straight to the pitch, straight to play football. And although none of us really thought that we could ever play, we dreamed of it. But for us, this was all we needed. This was perfect. Football at its best. In the favelas, five-a-side. What more could you want? All of us had our own unique talents and skills, and as we trained, this was simply our day every day. Provide for our family, work all day, and then finish off with some football. And never did I expect for today to be the day where we finally get recognized. Every now and then you hear of a story of some Brazilian coming out of the shadows, coming from poverty, getting scouted out of the favelas, and getting signed to a massive team. And a scout showed up today. He watched us train, and then at the end, after everyone had left, I'd continue to go, continue to put in the work, when I was approached by this man who claimed to be a professional football agent. Could this be my shot? Could this be my chance? He gave me his information and said that there was a tournament coming up and he'd love for me to take parts. And I told him I don't think I could. Having to care for my mother, I wouldn't be able to leave. So he wrote down his number, and that was it. I headed off. Although I wanted to take the chance, I just don't think I could leave. And with that, I headed back home. I meet with my mother and discuss things. But when I arrived home, the heartbreak that I'd never seen coming. When I'd heard the news, I sprinted out of my house. I was in shock and disbelief. I'd been so excited from the news from the agent inviting me to play in a tournament. And then when I arrived home, the news about my mother. She had fallen ill and was in desperate need of medical attention, in desperate need of a surgery that we couldn't afford. Working in the fields, in the favelas, I don't get paid much. And the surgery we'd be unable to afford. And if she didn't receive the surgery within the next year, that would be it. So, are the stars aligning? Are they telling me to accept this offer from this agent? And although I wouldn't be able to take care of my mother in the meantime, I'd be able to hopefully go out, sign with the club, and get her the money she needs to survive for that surgery. The stars are aligning, and I think this is it. Everything is coming together and telling me that I should do it. I need to go for my dream, not only for myself, for my friends, my family, and my mother. This is it. The hardest goodbye I'll ever have to say in my entire life. Leaving to head out to this big football tournament, not even knowing if I'll be able to sign with the club, but taking that chance. Who knows? By the time I return, things could get worse, and that could be it for my mother. So, for one last time, I have to say goodbye in hopes that I can return with the money she needs to get that surgery and be okay. Before I left, I promised her that I'd do it. I promised her I'd make it big. I gave her a hug, and that was it. Off to the big city, off to the bright lights, and off to hopefully fulfill this dream. Save my mother, get her the money that she needs, and be a hero amongst this town. This is the story of Rafinho. It's the first time I've ever left this country, and we are in Buenos Aires, the home for the World Championships, where I'll be competing in front of scouts, big clubs from across the world, not only South America, but all over Europe, Asia, North America. And my agent is here to meet me, where he is explaining everything. It was my first time on a plane, first time leaving the country, and we're here at the fanciest of hotels. He really seems to think that I can make it. Almost seemingly has more faith in myself than I have in myself. And he explained everything. The tournament would be short and sweet. Put on a team, 5-a-side, where you'd have a chance to showcase your skills to some of the biggest clubs in world football, to just get the chance at a trial for one of them. And for me, it didn't matter where I played. I'll go anywhere, as long as someone gives me a shot to fulfill this dream and get me the money that I need to save my mother and become a hero. I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed at this opportunity, so I need to make the most of it. And the tournament is set to begin tomorrow. This experience is unlike anything I'd ever been used to. Growing up in the favelas, this is the exact opposite of that. The big lights, the fancy hotels, everything. My agent told me I need to get a suit ready. I can't keep wearing these scrubby clothes all over the place. I truly am not ready for this experience, but I need to make the most of it. This is it. Tomorrow is the day that we shine and we go out there and secure that contract. Buenos Aires is not ready for the likes of Rafinho. Let the tournament begin. This is it. All eyes are on myself, an unknown talent, 27 years old from Brazil. People are already checking me off their list, given my age. But one thing that comes into play is my height, my speed, and my technical ability on the ball, which I'll be hoping to showcase today. Here it is. One shot that I need to take full advantage of. This is the showcase. It's my time to shine. And just like that, things were finished. I thought I'd played well, but arriving to the parking lot, talking with my agent, he had told me that I had not received any full-year contracts to any club. But he did tell me that I'd received a trial, a chance to play with the club. This was a 6-month contract. I'd start at the beginning of the season and I'd have till January to impress this club and sign with them, or potentially move further and sign with an even bigger club. And this isn't just any ordinary club. We're staying in South America and we're getting a chance to stay in Buenos Aires. I gave him a huge hug. I was so psyched. Racing Club is the team. Rafinho is moving to Buenos Aires. Let the journey begin.
So reach for the stars, 'cause we're aiming high.
Let the second my player of FIFA 20 begin. Racing Club welcomes the arrival of the Brazilian talent Rafinho, a 27-year-old midfielder coming out of the favelas in Rio De Janeiro. It is time to prove ourselves. We have seen the storyline. We've seen the background of our boy Rafinho. So now all we can do is try to take him to glory. The stats, the position, the height. You can see we come in at 6'3". You're going to see our stats a little bit more in depth, but we went for the build that you guys wanted. A taller player who also has speed and good at dribbling. This is a combination that you aren't used to in football. We're trying to become our own player, and that is our journey. This is our backstory. Marcos Rafinho, going by the name of Rafinho. We get into it, starting as the right midfielder for Racing Club. It's an honor to be here in Buenos Aires. Staying in South America, I would have loved to play in my home country of Brazil, but this is the next best thing. And we have to impress. With only a 6-month contract, we could either do really well and gain another, or have it all come crashing down. And we need the money badly, so we can't have that happen. It's time to get into our career. Going from playing in the favelas to the big stage in Buenos Aires isn't gonna be easy. I'm not yet used to the fans, the bright lights, or any of that. And I only have 6 months to impress, so I need to make the most of it. People and fans are skeptical of my arrival. A 27-year-old, unproven, signing for Racing Club is something you don't normally see. But I need to take full advantage of this trial run with the club, so here it is. Let the games begin. And here we go. The debut. We are starting. We are playing a team who isn't necessarily known as one of the best. But we get into it. And we're already starting out with chances. Our height, speed, dribbling is playing a huge factor early. And it's going to continue to play a huge factor throughout our career. And we're already starting out with a bang. An assist from Rafinho. 12 minutes in. People were skeptical. The fans were skeptical. Everyone in the media said I wasn't going to make it. But I'm trying to prove them wrong. And we're already starting out with a basic pass that turns into an assist and an incredible goal from my teammate. This is what we needed. What a goal. Absolute screamer. Outside the box. And that could be what we need. Simple assists like that are going to be what get us that extra contract at the end of these 6 months. And it's all about feeding my teammate, taking the chances when they come. But for now, we're doing all things right, and we're firing on all cylinders. Inside the box yet again, passing it in the middle. The shot from my teammates. It takes a deflection. And then, boys, it was time for Rafinho to shine. down our first career goal, the signature celebration in the dream debut. What a goal it was. Absolutely incredible. Sliding it under the grasp of the goalkeeper. Phenomenal pass set up by my teammates. And Racing Club takes a 2-0 lead. This could be one of the best debuts from any unproven player in the world of football. We come into this team completely unknown, scouted by Racing Club, discovered by an agent in the favelas, and we've made it. But this could just be a temporary thing. We need to take each game, each minute of football at a time. We're new, we're undiscovered. Other teams don't know how I play, and I think most people are just a bit stunned at my performance so far, not expecting much from me, and we've been the signature player in our debut. And as we begin the second half, we concede a goal 2-1. 57th minute, not how we would have liked to start. Our defense slips up a little bit. An unmarked man slips behind our right center back, and that's going to do it. 2-1. We can't allow mistakes like this. And how would this be for a match if we start out so promising, 2 goals to fall just like this? Luckily, we'd continue with the chances. And another one right here, and this is my novelty showing a bit. A new player to the world of football, and a veteran wouldn't be taking chances like this. And I should be, and I should know better. That one had no chance of going in. We fast forward to the 71st minute, where it's our opposition yet again, looking to get that equalizer, looking to climb back into this game. They were unable to until the 86th minute. Another player slips behind our defense, and the dream debut is slowly but surely turning into one that we'll soon forget. Now things are level. It's 2-2, a packed house here in Buenos Aires. Racing Club, a great fan group, and then this right here, the disappointment throughout the stadium. You could hear the sighs, the moans, and the applause from the away supporters. What a goal it was. Defending needs to be worked on. And although it wasn't the greatest performance for our defense, it's something I could take. For my first ever game of professional football, an assist, a goal, I don't think we could have asked for anything better. The perfect start to the career of Rafinho. And this is only the beginning of what we could become as a player. But it's not going to be easy by any means. The rest of the series is going to showcase the rise and the fall of a player who isn't necessarily a wonder kid and starts his career later on in life. A 27-year-old out of the streets of Brazil, slowly but surely rising to the top or falling to the bottom. And it's time. We only have 6 months to impress. 6 months to earn that contract, or if we can't, move to another club. This is it. Buenos Aires, my new home. And all I can think about is my actual home. How my friends are doing, and more importantly, how my mother's doing. The goal is simple. Get the money, return home, get my mother the surgery that she needs. And if I can succeed and perform well, get her and my friends out of the poor ruggedness of the Brazil favelas and move on to a bigger and better life. This is the journey of Rafinho. Thank you guys so much for watching episode 1 of the new FIFA 20 mod player. Leave a like. Let's go for 10K likes, and I'll have the next episode up this Friday. You got to hit the like goal, or I'm only posting this series once per week. I'm proposing this series to be more like a movie overall rather than be a series. I want each episode to be crazy like this one. Thank you for the support. I hope you enjoy, and we'll see you for the next one.